Hi, I'm back. My name's Mike. I'm not struggling, but I'm a very conscious wannabe creator for YouTube. And yes, I'd like to make a few bucks. No big thing. If I make it, fine. If I don't, God, what am I going to do? I'm just kidding. I'm here today to talk about time. You know, time is an interesting thing. I can kind of sort of maybe remember when I was 17, 25, 40. I certainly remember when I was 40. Um, and being now I usually have my hair longer. I cut it off just because I don't know. I just needed a change. And when I drive with the window down, I comb it this way, and I get out of the car to walk into Costco, and it's all sitting straight up. Anyway, excuse me. I want to talk about time. Time is precious, precious like a newborn baby, precious like the biggest damn diamond that anybody's ever dug out of the earth. I mean, precious is beyond word. I mean, time is precious beyond words. And so, as precious as it is, I see so many people waste time doing, and I'm not being critical, okay? But there should be a subject in school. It should be mandatory to talk about, living a full life, because we've become that in our society. We've become that in our generation. Everybody, it's just a human want and need and desire to live as long as we can, as long as we're somewhat healthy. And it's abused. And I'm not going to go into detail how people abuse time, but, and this is not a real serious video, okay, so don't get me wrong, okay? I've been one of these things, I grew up and I knew my dad kind of, and one thing I remember is I got a couple of things from him. The worst thing I got from him was he smoked, so I smoked. And I've given it up. I haven't had a cigarette in years. But the other thing was he was up early every morning, drinking coffee, working a crossword puzzle, doing something, And I kind of had that mindset. So to me, when I wake up early in the morning, it might be 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning. And sometimes I can just pop out of bed, and sometimes, oh, God. But I do it, and once I'm up, everything clicks on. The brain, the interest, and I say to myself, everybody's sleeping. What's with that? This is such an amazing part of the day that it's quiet, it's nice outside, there's no traffic, no dogs barking or horses, whatever the hell they do. And I cherish it. Now, in all honesty, by 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, Mike Dukas edit, I lay down and take an hour, okay? But I'm at that age where if I want to keep going through mid-afternoon to early evening, I need to do that. So, but I treat time with all the sensitivity I can create, okay? And again, I'm going to say this, like I said in my last video, I'm not here to change the world. I'm not here to teach you or brag or try to convince you that. I'm just sharing my life, okay? So I try to stay organized. I try to get up early. I shower and shave every morning. Excuse me. That's the salesman habit that you grew into. I was never in the service, so I'm not that drilled in Constitution. But at the same time, my brain just doesn't go completely on until I've showered or shaved, okay? Now, it's summertime. I got a pair of shorts on. I got a tank top on. I got sandals on. And this is the way I love to live. I love the beach, by the way. I can't get enough of the beach. It's one of those aging things. I think you see a lot of older people at the beach, you know? Anyway, I like the beach. So, getting back to the subject that I'm trying to relate to is time. And there's so many ways that time can be spent, and there's so many ways time can be wasted. And for me, staying organized, making a list of things that I want to do. Sometimes I finish everything I wanted to do in a day. Sometimes I get one thing out of 4 or 5 that I've made a list for, and that's all I can do, you know. And I have to say that um, in my wildest dreams, I never thought that I would end up as a salesman. Okay, I kind of took the job because I was hired and groomed in the restaurant trade. I worked in a couple of hotels. I worked as food and beverage and that kind of stuff. And I started out clearing tables. I've washed dishes. I was a cook for a while. And at some point in time, you say, this is hard work. And unless you've ever done it, trust me. So I was offered a job with a major food distributor. I took the job. I got hired. I worked my butt off. I made a fair amount of money. I was motivated. I still am. And that mindset never left me. And it had its ups and downs, but at the same time, it set a precedent in my mind and my thinking that was sort of a tidal wave of motivation, okay? So I try not to waste time. If I sit at a red light, my wife hates me. Oh my God, she hates me when I do this. If I sit at a red light for more than 3 or 4 minutes, I'm like, what is this thing stuck? You know, I mean, I go to Costco. I like Costco. I could live without it, but it's okay. And it's like one of those series that they used to have on TV where you would have you'd have like 5 minutes to do a shopping spree and get everything in the cart as fast as you can and get the hell out. And you might win something, okay? I mean, the way people drive their cars is kind of like how they push their carts around in Costco. That's just my opinion. I'm not here to piss anybody off. So I have to take on an attitude too, not only when I drive, but when I go to Costco. It just seems to me that with all the money that we throw at technology, that I have to wait in line to shop, that I have to wait in line to pay, that I have to do all the work at a self-checkout while somebody's standing over me like I'm going to steal an onion or a pear. I'll share this. I've been to the Philippines a few times. My wife is Filipino. And when I met her, she was from a very small village. And she said to me one day, and I was like, oh my God. She says, are you courting me? And I was, oh my God, you know, how long has it been since I ever heard that word? But anyway, she's a wonderful person. But we did a lot of shopping. I went over there and spent a couple of months. We rented a house and, you know, hot as hell. Oh my God. And we would go to a store and they have what we call in this country matrons in uniform, not armed, and the male and the female version of that, okay? And while you're shopping, they're walking around and they're doing that. That's an exaggeration, okay? But they're watching, okay? God, we couldn't do that in this country because it would be offensive. But we'll lock everything up and put a button on the thing and push it and have to sit there and wait if you want to buy a can of spray paint. Time wasted. Time is wasted. Anyway, I didn't come here to tell jokes. I didn't come in here to do a tap dance. I came here to talk about time. And if you feel that for 1 second of this video that, God, you know, this guy hit a nerve with me, and maybe I need to take a second look at the way I spend my time. It takes work to stay sane, to be active, to be healthy. And as we get older, I'm talking to myself here too, it takes more work every day. And so I try to keep that those chores and those activities organized so I don't waste time. Anyway, enough said. Thank you for your time. Hello. I do appreciate it. And if you like the video, I'd appreciate it even more. You know what I'm saying. Give it a like, subscribe if you'd like, add a comment, be nice. And I'll make another video soon and we'll talk. I'm working on a new subject and it's going to be a surprise. You take care. Bye.